what you see today, what my act is kind of today, this was the essence of it. It was innocence. It was pure. It was just art. But after that, I mean, I started doing shows for the kids in the neighborhood again. They come from miles around. And it was about this time when I met my manager, Mr. Pito Dribbly. He was a great man. He showed me the way forward. He said when he saw me sticking the big piece of green Lego, you know, the one that's supposed to be grass but ain't, when he saw me sticking that inside my ass, he said he'd never been so excited in all his life. He never thought that he could be walking through a neighborhood and see a young boy on all fours sticking a piece of green Lego inside his anus, and it would make him so happy. He said he could take this around the world, and I believed him. I stuck by him all the way. Pito was a great man. 2 years later, after we started, I was doing university tours. I was building larger things now. I'd moved on from animals. I was building buildings like the Taj Mahal, the Houses of Parliament, the White House. I'd build all them things, and in front of these students, I'd shove them in my ass. I mean, I'd just build them and keep shoving them in there. There was this time when I got a couple of Maoris. They were holding a stick, and they were hunting. It was a really powerful image. They weren't made out of Lego, but I shoved them up my ass anyway. So from universities, I moved around. I got a couple of gigs in different countries. The biggest gig I ever got, I must tell you, in a place in England called Windsor, or something like that. They built a new theme park, and to my surprise, it was Lego Land in Windsor. I was so excited when I got that gig. I mean, I turned up, and they'd have whole families of people built, ready for me to slide on. I'd slide on the children first. They'd go all the way in. I'd get to the mom. She'd have to wiggle a bit to get in. And then the dad, who was a bit bigger, he was bald, he never had no hair. They couldn't stick the piece on. I'd kind of have to force him in, kind of. My manager, Pito, he came to meet me off the plane. He said he had a new idea. He said he had new ideas for new shows. He booked me in every other place that he could think of. I mean, I'd been booked up for 2 years. He wanted to incorporate himself into the act. He was a very convincing guy. He seemed kind of inspired. He wanted to see what it was like inside my anus for himself. Pito, being the guy he was, he would never let down on anything. If he had an idea, he would follow it through. He decided that I was going to build a Lego car, small enough for him to drive it into my anus. Now, I was never too comfortable with this idea, but Pito, he really wanted to do it. So the big night came, and Pito was ready. I could see he was nervous. I could see it in his eyes. And as he used to always tell me, when he was nervous, he always used to get a really hard erection. Now, he told me this was nothing to do with sexuality, just pure excitement and the blood rushing through his body. So I could always tell when he was nervous. So this day, he got in the car. I introduced myself on stage. I bowed. I took down my pants. I lubed my a-hole like I always did. And I bent over. Pito came at me at such a speed. I mean, I remember taking it. It was like kind of harsh at first, but he kept pedaling, and he got in there eventually. 2 weeks later, they found his body. It hadn't decomposed inside my anus because no air could get in there. He was so beautiful when they took him out. I mean, I remember his face. He died smiling. That's something I'll always remember. He was a special guy. I'm sorry. Excuse me.